Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Leah if you're new here, and all of you are new here because this is my first video. Round of applause. Woo! I finally did it. I finally took the jump. I've been wanting to do this for years and I'm super excited to be here and I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into the video. We are going to talk about the very popular books online that I tried and they fell pretty short for me. They just weren't my thing. I was just not feeling them the way everybody else was feeling them. And if you guys love these books, I am so happy for you. I think it's so cool how one person can take a book and read it and be like, oh my God, this is the best book I've ever written in my, The best book I've ever read in my entire life. I think it's so cool how this stuff hits differently for everybody. So please, if you love the books, please tell me about it because I am so here for it. I'm so here for it. And if you hate the books I love to hear it. So we're going to be problematic unproblematically. Okay? First book we have, drumroll please, The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah. Okay, guys. First and foremost, this was the biggest book I'd ever read at the time. I am a pretty new reader. I've been reading for about 2 years now. I've learned a lot about myself since then. This book made me feel like a complete idiot. I was struggling so bad. I didn't have a Kindle at the time. The French in the book was killing me. The story, beautiful, wonderful. I had issues with the pacing. I felt very bored. And again, I felt like a fucking idiot the entire time. And you know what? That's a me problem. I've read another Kristen Hannah book since, and it was amazing. 5-star book for me. I feel like this one comes as not such a surprise to everybody. Again, this is one of the first books that I attempted to read. This was a DNF for me. I hated it every second of the way. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I have read Colleen Hoover, and in the beginning of my reading journey, she was really somebody that I used as a crutch. Like, her books were easy to get through. They were fun. They were interesting. They kept me hooked. Since then, I have learned my taste and interest, and I don't see myself picking up another Colleen Hoover book. I've read quite a few of them. This one was the bane of my existence. I hated this book. I DNF'd it twice because one of my best friends was like, please, Leah, please try to read this book. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it again. And I can't. And I'm going to say something else problematic. I love the movie. I thought it was great. I don't know. Maybe because the soundtrack was Taylor Swift. I think that's probably why. Moving on. One that hurts my heart. This hurts my heart because you guys, I wanted to love this book so much. I read both of them. I wanted these books to hit for me. And I thought, oh, these are going to be God tier books for me. It put me in a snooze fest. I don't know, guys. Sometimes when you dive into fantasy books or really intricate stories, it can feel a little abstract to me, and that is so not my thing. Like, I like things spelled out for me. Like, I think the point of this was to write something beautiful, but it didn't have the emotional payoff that I wanted it to. I am an emotional reader. Like, I need to feel like my heart's being ripped in two. If I'm not getting traumatized, I don't want it. Like, we were on a high at the end of this book. The end of this book was pretty good. The beginning was okay. The middle was cool. The magic system was really cool. And then we get to this book and it's like, fuck everybody in this book. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I just didn't love it. It wasn't my thing. But you know what? I can see why other people love it. No. This one also hurts my heart. I'm going to show you this book, and I'm going to just preface the fact that this does not take away from the entire series for me. The entire series is my God tier series. I am in love with it. I will forever love it. I will forever think about it. This does not take away. However, I hated this fucking book. I hated this book. And maybe it's because I read it third. I understand. Read it first, third, fourth, whatever. I hated this book. The best thing about this book was the hot ass pirate. Okay? That was the best thing about this book. This book fell so flat for me, and I don't know if it's because I knew what was going to happen. This book made me hate my favorite fictional character so much. Oh, she's annoying in this book. Everything else, my queen. I love her. I was stuck in this thing for like 3 weeks, and the other books were like 48 hours for me. Don't expect me to be so upset and distraught about a character that gave me absolutely nothing. Nothing. This next one is going to come as a shock to everybody, and I'm really sorry for the people who do love this series. I tried, guys. I tried. I can understand the love for this series, but however, it just was not for me. It just wasn't for me. I read this as a recommendation from a friend. I really tried. I tried to give it the love. There was parts that had me, and then it just... yeah. So, Kate Stewart is not for me. If she's for you, awesome. This plot had so much potential. The storyline had so much potential, and it fell completely flat for me. I was so distracted by the word choices and the weird pacing, and there was just like odd things happening that just completely ripped me out of the story. And I was just like, eh. And I tried, and I did read Exodus, and you know, there was a little feelings, but there was nowhere near what everybody else described it to me as. I know I'm not heartless because I have had books that put me in a crying coma, okay? And this was not it. I think I would have liked it more if the writing stylistically was a little different. That being said, I completely understand why people are so entranced with the series. Like, I get it. I totally get it. It's just not for me. And you know what? That's fine. That's okay. That's part of being a reader. And what I've learned about myself these last few years is that I like a specific thing that not a lot of other people like. Again, so cool how different we all are. This one also really hurts my soul. I'm just going to say this for like half the books. This really hurts my soul because this is my favorite author. Let me explain something to you, okay? You are either a people we meet on vacation and happy place girly, or you're a book lovers and beach read girly. I will die on that hill. Please tell me somebody who doesn't think that way. Everybody loves funny story and everybody hates great big beautiful life. Okay, so we ignore those. I am not a beach read girly. And I wanted to love this book so much because this is set in my home, my house. It's literally set in my house, in my backyard. No, I'm just kidding. It's set in my home state, you know, and I've been to a lot of the places that it refers to, and it was so weird. I don't know. It was so weird. I love you, Emily, but and by the way, I had a conversation with somebody on a different social media platform about this book because they were like, oh, summer reads for 2025. And I'm like, babe, if you're specifically saving this to read at the beach, I'm so sorry. It took such a big left turn that it is not even a beach book. I don't even think they're on the beach. Not one time in this book. They spend like half the book in the forest. Spoiler alert. Sorry. So yeah, don't save this book for summertime because it's not going to give you the payoff that you want. I mean, you can read it in the summertime, but don't read it specifically because you want beachy vibes because it's just not going to give it to you. Okay, next up we have, I'm going to get so many haters for this. I'm so sorry, you guys. I DNF'd this book. I tried. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing. Okay. I don't know what I went into this book blind. I think that was the first mistake, and I just didn't know what to expect. I didn't know about the multi-generational lesbian vampire of it all, you know, and that's, you know, cool. That's awesome. That's great. But it was just very dark for me, and I was in the silly goofy mood when I picked it up. So maybe I'll come back to it. Probably not, because I think I wanted to try a lot more from this author, from V.E. Schwab, than this book. And, you know, maybe reading other V.E. Schwab, because I really do want to read. Like, I have Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. You know, I want to read other things by her. And so maybe when I do, I'll come back to this book. Going into it blind was kind of dumb of me. It was like a shock. I was not expecting... I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't know anything about this book. I was just like, oh, cool. It looks cool. Let me read it. And I don't know. I thought maybe like a thriller, but maybe it is a thriller. I'm just going to shut up now because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Next up, we have, I don't have the physical copy of this book, so I'm just going to put it here. I hated this book with my whole soul. This book was the worst book I've read last year. I didn't DNF it. I went through the whole thing. I'm going to start by saying I'm not a thriller girly. I have read two thrillers that I have liked. Other than that, and they were mid for me. I'm not a thriller girly. I'm just not. This book felt like, and I probably won't read more of Frieda McFadden because her writing style was very strange to me. And I know so many people love her and so many people love this book. And I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Not for me. This book felt like we're going to make it make no sense and be so shocking just to be shocking. It felt like she wrote the first half of the book. Okay. Type. And then the second half, she like took a break and like last 25%, she like came back to it after a year and a half later and like didn't remember what she wrote in the first half and like didn't refresh and review. And she's like, oh, it's going to be that person. And then it made no fucking sense. And I was very confused. That's how I felt about that book. It felt like, ooh, we're going to confuse the shit out of you just to be like, oh my God, Frieda McFadden, her books are just so shocking. Going back and thinking about the first half of the book just literally made no sense to me. I just could sit there and give you a million examples about how the ending of the book that you gave it made no sense whatsoever. I think that is maybe the vibe of all her books. No, I can't. It's just not for me. And then the next book that we have, the last but not least, this one. Okay, so long story short, I was looking for an audiobook to read. I had extra Audible credits. I went on TikTok, said, hey guys, what should I read? This was recommended many of times. Awesome, great, wonderful. Get into it. I should also say that I don't read much dark romance, or I don't read a lot of smut. Like, smut's not really my thing. Which, you know what? Smut wasn't even the problem with this book. This book was so ridiculous. Let me just say this first. I had so much fun in the beginning of this book. I thought it was so funny. I thought that Josh was so freaking hilarious. I loved the audio. It was so good. It was so cool. He made me laugh out loud so many times. And then we got to the middle of the book. And it was like, where's the plot? Where did the plot go? Where are we going from here? This feels like the end and we have a whole half of the book. And then shit just got really weird. And it just kept getting weirder. And we went from cutesy little like maybe stalker dark romance to like mafia boss, murderer. I don't know. It made no sense to me. It just made no sense. And yes, the smut was uncomfy in some areas, and it was like, not really my thing. But I could get past that, okay? Because Josh was really funny. And the story was really funny. And then it's like I just, picked up a different book and started reading. And I don't know what happened. I didn't know the vision behind that. But you know what? That's, again, personal preference. I'm glad for everybody who loves it. I've heard a lot of great things about the second book. I've heard a lot of really not great things about the second book. It's safe to say that I probably will not pick a Navessa Allen book back up again. So yeah, that's it. That's the, I think we did 9 books that are super popular on the internet, and they just fell a little flat for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you didn't get too annoyed with my yapping. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me you're wrong about this book, that book, I would love to have a conversation with you guys in the comments. Yeah, I'm here to stay. This is my channel. If you enjoyed me yapping and talking about my opinions, that's what I plan to do a lot of on here. I will be back, and I hope I get to see you guys again. And I hope you enjoyed this, because this is really exciting for me. I just can't wait for this entire journey. I've waited my whole life to do this, and I'm excited that I'm taking the leap. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.